Hey there, I don't know about you, but I'm already thinking of fun things that I want to create and do with music in 2021. So in the past, I would get all excited to set a goal, and then as time went on, I was not following through with the action for that goal. And so then those once important goals would just never happen. They'd fizzle out. Now this would make me feel frustrated. And then over time, I found I was reluctant to even set goals, or I would pick little ones, right? As I didn't want to let myself down again. I would get stuck, and then I'd start blaming my ability, my willpower, my discipline, my environment, and even the people around me. And then I stopped just dreaming big altogether. It was just easier than feeling bad about myself and continually failing. So I needed to shift a couple of things to reach my goals, my thoughts, and my strategy. Not a small undertaking for sure, but luckily there are resources to help. So 4 books really influence my approach to how I reach my goals. And today I'm going to share them with you in hopes that you get inspired, that you want to give them a read, and then 2021 ends up being the best year yet. So to kick things off, there's a ton of new music I want to learn and perform. And fortunately, the Talent Code, this one, by Daniel Coyle, and Talent is Overrated by Jeff Colvin, both gave me great practicing strategies to get results that I'm proud of. So, before reading these books, I was lost in the false belief that great singers, songwriters, musicians, dancers, athletes, and other top performers were great because they were born that way. They were talented. Yes, they worked hard, but really they were just talented. I thought that either I had it or I didn't, but both of these books just blew that belief right out of the water. Thankfully, they share lots of science and several tactics needed for the path to being great. So, the Talent Code dives into brain science, specifically building of myelin, which is a microscopic neural substance that adds vast amounts of speed and accuracy to movements and thoughts, which is what singing is, right? Myelin builds in our brain when our skill building process contains 3 factors. First, deep practice, which is a specific way to learn a skill. Next is ignition, which is something or someone that inspires the study. And finally, master teaching, which are qualities in a teacher that guide the student to success. So then in Talent is Overrated, he also talks about practice. He instead calls it deliberate practice. So it is a well-defined set of activities that world-class performers diligently pursue. So deliberate practice is explained as the following. So it is designed specifically to improve performance. It can be repeated a lot. Feedback on results is continually available. It's highly mentally demanding, and he points out it isn't much fun. Okay, so the information around deep practice and deliberate practice really helped me because it just released me from that limited beliefs of talent, have and have-nots, and instead opened up the door to my potential through practical actions to improve my singing. It was a huge gift to me. So here's how I applied their suggestions. So when I practice, I am very specific about what to work on during each session. So you're never going to see me just singing through something absent-mindedly and call that practice. Not going to happen. I have a target and I want to hit it. So I also take notes and track my progress. I do slow work practicing a particular phrase or section over and over and over again. Okay. I don't stop when it gets hard or frustrating, because this is when the myelin is being built, right, in my brain, and those breakthroughs are happening, so I don't want to stop. I also meet with a voice teacher every week for feedback, and that's really important to me. I test my songs in various ways before I perform, so those are the shifts that I made after reading those books. This feels so much better than the unproductive brain chatter that used to do while I was working, and it was just horrible. So now I'm making progress every day, and I make the shifts in the mindset that just keeps me focusing on the important work and meeting my goals. Now, The third book, Deep Work by Cal Newport, really shifted the way I navigate my day. So I will tell you, I thought there was something wrong with me, that I couldn't focus for very long. So as a high energy creative person, I have a lot of ideas at play going at the same time. And as a business owner, I juggle many tasks, right? I'm busy, but so is everybody. Everybody's busy. But I thought maybe just the squirrel brain was just part of the deal. But what worried me, as I mentioned earlier, is that I wasn't accomplishing the big goals that were important to me. So after reading Deep Work, I realized I was allowing myself to be very distracted. And the distractions were really keeping me from doing the important study and creation necessary to reach my bigger goals. So Newport's book is full of valuable information, and in one of the last sections he gives you 4 rules to live by. So 1, work deeply, and he gives you lots of cool ways to do that. 2, embrace boredom. 3, quit social media. 4, drain the shallow. So get rid of the stuff that really doesn't matter. So here are some of the deep work shifts that I made. So I have designated times to check my email and social media. I do not check my phone all day, and I have my notifications off. I hired someone to help me manage my business social media accounts. So I create all the content and answer the posts, but she does all the analysis and the data collection, which is awesome. It's been so helpful. I also chunk my week into specific tasks for focus sake. So I have a study day when I love to read and learn, and I have writing days, and I have teaching days. So gone are the days when I try to fit things in and multitask and frantically try to piece things together. I don't do that anymore. I also quit some things that I enjoyed. Not everything, but the things that were really taking time from some of those deeper priorities that I had. And quarterly, I take 1 week off to deep dive into study and writing, and I love those days. I break my days into 2 4-hour segments. I read lots of vocal pedagogy books. I take time to cross-reference resources on specific topics, writing notes, and exploring the concepts with my own voice. It feels so good to give my brain and my body just time to process all this wonderful information. And the good thing is, there is nothing wrong with my ability to focus. I was just out of practice. So my focus does need to be trained and nurtured by continuing to constrain my choices, limiting my distractions, and planning my time well. But I'm enjoying the shifts and the results, and I'm getting the deep work done. It's so worth it. So here's the last book. I love this book. I have been a James Clear fan for years, and when he was writing Atomic Habits, I made sure I pre-ordered it. I really love his work. So he describes this book as a comprehensive guide on how to change your habits and get 1% better every day. I love that. And here are the things that he says that this book is going to teach you. Okay, you're going to learn how to build a system for getting that 1% better every day. You're going to break your bad habits and stick to the good ones. You will avoid common mistakes that people make when they're changing habits. You're going to overcome a lack of motivation and willpower. You'll develop a stronger identity and believe in yourself. Love that. Make time for new habits even when life gets crazy, because it does. Design your environment to make success easier and make tiny, easy changes that deliver big results. And just get back on track when you're off course. So, and most importantly, he helps you to put these ideas into practice, into real life. And I'm telling you, he delivers. This book is awesome. I implemented so many of his suggestions. So, for example, in health and fitness, I saw I needed a lot of support in this area. I needed a good system. So I joined an online fitness challenge with specific workouts and meal plans. I don't have to think about the details of what I'm doing. I just show up and do the work. Plus, this challenge has a very active online community that embraces accountability. So I do some meal planning, and I put my workout clothes out each night. I work out every morning before my day starts, and I listen to great podcasts and audiobooks while I jog and lift. So much good stuff packed into my workout time. So this system has helped me stay consistent in my workouts. Right? So setting myself up with this path of least resistance has improved my performance, and it's giving me the results I want. So my health and fitness choices are not about my genetics or my willpower or my schedule or my desire or any of that. It's about creating a system that supports the outcome that I want. So now, as far as music practice, I schedule my practice time in my calendar. It's a priority. I keep my practice space clear of clutter, and I put that one song that I'm working on my music stand. And when I'm practicing, I just turn off my phone, I put my computer away, and I also schedule in, like I said, those weekly lessons with my voice teacher to keep me on track and accountable. Now for writing, what I did for this is I identified a specific place for writing. So I tend to float around the house, and I'll write from the kitchen counter or the dining room or my big cozy chair or the sofa and even my bed. But having a designated home to write with the topics listed that I want to complete has helped me focus on that next important piece I want to create. It's been great for me. So one thing that Clear talks about is the ability to be bored when building a positive habit. And Newport and Colvin also talk about this too. So I get bored very easily. And I feel that I often mistake the feeling of being inspired for just not wanting to do the hard work. So, at first it's fun to start a new workout program, and after time, it's just not so fun anymore. And at first, this new song is really inspiring and exciting, but then the hard work starts and now it's not so fun anymore. And at first, the new writing topic is really cool and I can really get into it, but then I get into it and I'm like, it's kind of complicated. So now I show up, even if it's not exciting and even if I don't feel inspired. Okay, I get my reps in, whether I feel like it or not. I show up to practice and I do the hard work even though I don't feel so artsy and creative that day, right? It can be super boring to work on releasing the tongue, okay, for 5 straight weeks. But that's what it takes to get better and to be the best that I can be. So my being able to move through boredom and still do the work has been a valuable game changer. I feel that that's how the miracles happen. So because of James Clear, I understand that if I'm struggling to reach a goal, it's not because I'm not disciplined enough or I don't have any willpower or that's just who I am. Instead, I know it is because I haven't yet refined my system to a point that supports me and my goal. And that feels so much better because I can fix that. So I invite you to check out all these great books, these 4 great books. Each one is on audiobook as well. So if you feel frustrated, like I did, like afraid to set goals for fear you're going to be letting yourself down, please don't stop dreaming. There is nothing wrong with you. You can meet every goal that you have. Shift the mindset, refine the strategy, and do the work, because you can do this. All week I've been saying to myself, I can do hard things. I can do hard things. Yes, Tricia, you can do hard things, and so can you. So I'm cheering for you. Here's to your dreams, your goals, your systems, your strategies, your deep work, and your deliberate practice. Here's to an awesome 2021. All right, until next time, rejoice in your voice. Bye-bye.